Picture this. You go to bed tonight feeling perfectly fine. No pain, no warning signs, just an ordinary evening. But somewhere deep inside your body, something is quietly shifting. A tiny clot is forming, blood flow is slowing, and when you wake up tomorrow morning, you can't move your arm. You can't speak, your face won't move the way you want it to. Everything has changed in a single night. And the cause? It wasn't the cigarettes you never smoked. It wasn't the junk food you avoided. It was something sitting in your kitchen right now. Something you believed was keeping you healthy. As a brain doctor, I've watched this nightmare unfold too many times. And what breaks my heart most is that it could have been prevented. If you're over 50, what I'm about to share with you could save your life or someone you love. Before we dive in, I want to ask you for a small favor. If you find this information helpful, please hit that subscribe button and give this video a like. It helps us reach more people who need to hear this message. And trust me, by the end of this, you'll understand why every person over 60 needs to know what I'm about to tell you. Now, let me tell you about something that shocked even me when I first discovered it. We've been told our whole lives to eat more fruit, that it's nature's medicine, the key to longevity. And yes, for younger people, that's mostly true. But after 60, your body changes in ways you can't see or feel. Your kidneys slow down, your liver processes things differently, your blood vessels become more fragile, your insulin response weakens. Suddenly, foods that once protected you can quietly turn against you. And the scariest part? You won't feel it happening until it's too late. Let's start with something you probably ate this week. Bananas. Yes, those soft, yellow, friendly fruits that seem like the safest snack on earth. They're sweet, filling, easy to digest. You've been eating them since childhood. But here's what nobody told you. As bananas ripen, they become sugar bombs. Those brown spots you see? They're not just cosmetic. They signal that the starches have broken down into pure sugar. And when you eat an overripe banana, especially on an empty stomach, your blood sugar doesn't just rise, it spikes, hard and fast. For someone over 60, that spike puts immediate stress on blood vessels that are already aging and narrowing. Add to that the high potassium load, which your slower kidneys may struggle to filter, and you've created the perfect conditions for a stroke. Especially if you eat that banana at night and then lie down for hours while your body is dehydrated and your blood flow naturally slows during sleep. I once treated a woman named Margaret. She was 76, sharp as a tack, and did everything right. Every morning, she blended 2 overripe bananas into a smoothie. Healthy, right? Until one morning, she woke up and couldn't speak. Her husband found her confused, face drooping, unable to move her left arm. At the hospital, we discovered her potassium was dangerously high and her blood pressure had spiked overnight. The bananas weren't the only cause, but they were the trigger. She survived, thank God. But she never looked at fruit the same way again. And if you think bananas are surprising, wait until you hear what I have to say about grapes. Those tiny, innocent-looking berries that you snack on while watching TV. They seem harmless because they're small, but that's exactly the problem. You can eat 20 or 30 without even noticing. And each one is packed with glucose and fructose. When you pop a handful of grapes into your mouth, especially the super sweet seedless kind, you're flooding your bloodstream with sugar. Fast. No fiber to slow it down, no fat to buffer it, just pure sugar racing through your aging arteries. And here's what happens next. That sugar causes tiny bursts of inflammation inside your blood vessels. Your body sees it as damage and rushes to patch it up by forming clots. Little ones at first. You won't notice them. But day after day, week after week, those clots build up. Until one night, while you're sleeping and your blood pressure drops and your circulation slows, one of those clots blocks the flow to your brain. I'll never forget Mrs. Evelyn Morris. She was 79, a retired music teacher, independent, vibrant. She loved eating red grapes every afternoon while reading. 2 full cups, sometimes more. One day, while writing a birthday card, her hands started shaking. Then she couldn't remember how to spell simple words. Her daughter rushed her to the ER. Mini-stroke. Her blood sugar was through the roof. She had no idea she was pre-diabetic. The grapes she thought were healthy had been quietly setting her up for disaster. But here's where it gets even more troubling. Some fruits don't just spike your sugar. They actually interfere with your medications. Take oranges, for example. A morning glass of orange juice seems like a classic healthy choice. Vitamin C, bright and refreshing. But oranges and orange juice contain natural compounds called furanocoumarins. These compounds mess with the enzymes in your liver, the same enzymes that process your medications. So that blood pressure pill you've been taking for years, suddenly it's too strong or not strong enough. Your cholesterol medication, it starts building up in your system. Your blood thinner, it stops working the way it should. And you have no idea because you feel fine until you don't. I treated a 79-year-old man named Albert who drank fresh squeezed orange juice every single morning with his heart pills. He thought he was being healthy. Then one day, he stood up from his chair and collapsed. Mini-stroke. When we checked his blood work, his medication levels were dangerously high, even though he hadn't changed his dose. The orange juice had quietly been sabotaging his treatment for months. Now, I need to tell you about a fruit that most people think is hydrating, but it's actually doing the opposite. Watermelon. It's 90% water, right? So it must be good for hydration. Wrong. Watermelon is a natural diuretic. That means it makes you pee a lot. And if you're already on water pills or blood pressure medication, eating a big slice of watermelon in the evening can pull so much fluid out of your body overnight that your blood becomes thick, like syrup. And thick blood doesn't flow well, especially through narrow, aging arteries. Especially when you're lying down for 8 hours and not drinking any water. That's when clots form. I had a patient named Howard, 82 years old, who loved watermelon after dinner. He thought it was helping him stay hydrated, until one morning he woke up dizzy and collapsed trying to get out of bed. His blood pressure was dangerously low. His blood was thick. A small clot had formed overnight and caused a stroke. He survived, but he had no idea that his healthy evening snack had been quietly dehydrating him while he slept. And then there's pineapple. Sweet, tropical, delicious, but also dangerously acidic and packed with an enzyme called bromelain. In small amounts, bromelain can help digestion, but in larger amounts, especially if you're on blood thinners, it can actually make your blood too thin. And that raises your risk of bleeding in the brain, a type of stroke that's even harder to recover from. Add to that the high sugar content and the acidity, which can trigger silent acid reflux at night, and you've got a recipe for trouble. I treated a 77-year-old woman named Clara who loved eating fresh pineapple after dinner. No dessert, just fruit. Healthy, right? Until one morning she woke up dizzy, unable to walk straight, slurred speech, stroke. Her blood sugar was high, her platelet levels were off, and tests showed she'd been having reflux-induced oxygen drops during sleep. The pineapple she trusted had quietly been working against her. But if you think fruit is the only culprit, you'd be wrong. Because some vegetables, yes, vegetables, can be just as dangerous, especially spinach, that leafy green superfood everyone raves about. It's packed with nutrients, sure, but it's also loaded with oxalates. These are natural compounds that, when eaten raw and in large amounts, can bind with calcium in your blood and form tiny crystals. Over time, those crystals contribute to hardening of the arteries and blood clots. And if you're already taking blood thinners or calcium supplements, the risk goes up even more. I know what you're thinking, but spinach is healthy. And it can be, if you cook it. Cooking breaks down the oxalates and makes it far safer. But those daily raw spinach smoothies, they might be quietly increasing your stroke risk without you ever feeling a thing. Then there's beets. Beautiful, earthy, often juiced for heart health. And yes, beets can lower blood pressure, but that's exactly the problem. If you're already on blood pressure medication and you drink beet juice or eat large amounts of beets, especially at night, your blood pressure can drop too low. And when your blood pressure drops too low while you're sleeping, your brain doesn't get enough oxygen. That can lead to dizziness, fainting, or worse, a stroke. It's all about balance. A little bit of beet is fine, but too much at the wrong time with the wrong medications can be dangerous. And let's talk about garlic. You probably use it every day. It's been praised for centuries. And yes, it has benefits. But garlic is also a natural blood thinner. If you're already taking aspirin, warfarin, or any other blood thinning medication, Eating raw garlic daily can push your blood into dangerous territory. You might not feel anything, but a small bump, a tiny fall, even a hard cough could lead to internal bleeding. Or worse, a brain hemorrhage. I'm not saying to avoid garlic, I'm saying to be smart about it. Cook it. Don't eat it raw every day. And talk to your doctor if you're on blood thinners. Here's another one that surprises people. Eggplant. Soft, mild, easy to cook, but it contains a compound called solanine found in nightshade vegetables. Solanine can cause your blood vessels to tighten, restricting blood flow to the brain. For someone over 60 with circulation problems, this can quietly increase stroke risk over time. Some older adults even report feeling foggy or lightheaded after eating eggplant without knowing why. The solution? Cook it thoroughly and don't eat it too often. Tomatoes are another tricky one. They're packed with antioxidants, yes, but they're also very high in potassium. And if your kidneys aren't filtering as well as they used to, that potassium can build up in your blood. High potassium can cause irregular heartbeats, muscle weakness, and yes, stroke. The danger is silent. You won't feel it until something serious happens. Fresh tomatoes in moderation are fine. But daily tomato juice or large servings of tomato sauce? That might be too much for aging kidneys to handle. Even avocados, the darling of healthy eating, can be risky if you overdo it. Yes, they're full of healthy fats, but they're also calorie-dense and very high in potassium. Eating a whole avocado every single day, especially if you have kidney issues, can quietly throw off your heart rhythm and blood pressure. Balance is everything. A few slices a few times a week is plenty. And don't get me started on dried fruits like dates, figs, and raisins. They're tiny, chewy, and feel like healthy snacks. But they're sugar bombs. Just a small handful can contain more sugar than a candy bar. And because they're so small, it's easy to eat way too many. That sugar floods your bloodstream, spikes your blood pressure, inflames your arteries, and increases your stroke risk. Fresh fruit is always better. But even then, portion control matters. So what's the takeaway from all of this? Does it mean you have to give up fruit and vegetables forever? Absolutely not. But it does mean you need to be smarter about what you eat, how much, and when. After 60, your body doesn't work the same way it used to. Foods that once helped you might now hurt you if you're not paying attention. The key is balance, timing, and awareness. Eat smaller portions. Pair fruit with protein or healthy fat to slow sugar absorption. Avoid eating sugary or high potassium foods at night. Cook your vegetables instead of eating them raw. And most importantly, talk to your doctor about how your diet interacts with your medications. Your brain and your heart are counting on you to make informed choices. You've made it this far in life with strength and wisdom. Don't let something as simple as fruit or vegetables steal that from you. Stay curious, stay cautious, and stay healthy. If this video helped you see things more clearly, please give it a like, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe to Senior Health Tips HQ for more life-saving tips. Drop a comment below and let me know which of these fruits or vegetables surprised you the most. Because awareness is the first step to protection, and you deserve to live a long, vibrant, independent life. Thank you for watching, and please, take care of yourself.